So tell me, who threw the best parties? Wait a minute. Today on Ride Along Conversations, I will be talking with the members of the Corporal Ave Foundation. Oh, I just cannot wait for you to come and take a ride with me. It's going to be all things HBCU, all things homecoming, all things having a good time. Come on, take a ride.
We are the Corporal Avenue Foundation. We're 3 of the 8, and we are a nonprofit organization that raises money to support students at Norfolk State University. I am Dr. Janine Perry Campbell.
My name is Andre Keys, and I'm a Dean of Students.
My name is Rhonda Harris, and I'm a principal, elementary school principal.
So we already family, we already know. So, oh my God, I'm super stoked because I got with me, let's see, well, first of all, let's see what we listening to. Is anything?
That's some old school.
Oh my God.
That's the music.
Wait a minute, was this playing when we were in college?
Yes.
Uh-oh, who was this? That Blackstreet. So who were the members?
Chet Rowlett, Chauncey.
Which was here.
Yeah, they all from here.
Yep, Chauncey.
But that's the music you put on your voicemail.
Oh, wait a minute, there was a voicemail.
That's the movie that plays in the background. Hello, this is Andre. Sorry I can't talk right now, but if you leave your name, your number, and a brief message, I'll get back with you. And then you cut the music up just a little bit.
Like this.
That's right.
And then you fade it out.
And then you fade it out.
Right.
That's exactly what you do.
Right, it would be whoop. And what about, so you couldn't even hide back in the day, like if somebody was calling, you didn't want them to be calling you and your boo was right there when you was trying to play your voice messages? You'd be like, let me. Oh, okay, now wait a minute. This is where we used to wait for the bus.
Party bus.
The party bus, right here.
Yeah.
So we're on the corner of what?
Corporal and Park Avenue.
Yeah.
Corporal. So listen, y'all. The reason why we going back down memory lane is because I have all these graduates of Norfolk State University, and y'all just gonna have to sit and wait, but they have so much in store. They're giving back to the community. But right now, y'all, we're gonna talk about all things back down memory lane. We're gonna talk about, it's nothing like the college experience. Oh my God, what was this over here?
This was my dorm. I lived in Phyllis Wheatley.
Okay.
Floor all the way down.
That's where all the smart kids was at.
Oh!
And you
Oh,
got
smart
the
guy.
famous
I was in Geneva.
towers.
Yep, this is the famous tower. Now, look, y'all, what was this right here?
That would be called the booty gate.
So can
Freshly painted for the incoming freshmen.
Right.
freshly painted for the incoming freshmen.
Right.
So can you elaborate, or is it pretty much self-explanatory?
It's self-explanatory.
So guys, so take me through the process. Guys will pull up, you will hop in.
Well, I lived in Phyllis Wheatley, so we had a parking lot behind our dorm.
So you still could pull up, is what we saying.
Yeah, just
okay,
pull up to
so
the back of
it
the
was just a
building.
whole nother place that you pulled up to. All right,
the back of the
y'all,
building.
to the back of the building. Oh, look at this new Norfolk State sign.
Nice.
Oh my God! So look, y'all. So President Wilson, y'all know Russell Wilson, right?
Yes.
I was here when President Wilson was here.
Mm-hmm.
I had to, how many of y'all got called to the dean office?
Mm-hmm.
I did because me and my
Dean Warren.
see, and why would you be there? Huh?
You know, we had to have some conversations.
We'd had to have some conversations about what?
Hard conversations.
Hard conversations. Got it. So yeah, we might be changing a little date on, your little pass to go back to school because you just missed a couple classes. So Dean, he'd be like, why you keep missing class? I'm like, well, yeah, I got a doctor's note, but they didn't want to hear that. So look, tell me this. What was like the music that we listened to back then? And what years was it? Do y'all want to share? You can share.
Okay, so I went to Norfolk State from 95 until 99.
Got it.
Go always.
Yeah.
Get one leg up. Put your booty on the floor. Go. That was the Sweatbox jam for me.
Sweatbox.
Yeah, love house music. Hot. So house music.
So why NSU?
Well, I can honestly tell you why, because I received a full scholarship through Denimis. I was a biology pre-medicine major.
All right.
So self-explanatory, no loans.
Okay, that is a blessing.
It was a huge blessing.
Andre, what about you?
For me, I was just coming out of the military. I did 4 years in the United States Navy.
Wow.
My last duty station was here in Portsmouth. I knew I wanted to go to college. First person in my family to go to college, and someone introduced me to Norfolk State, and that's all I can say. The rest is.
What about you, Rhonda?
So my experience was something like this. So just for the background, so I'm from Jersey, and where I lived, I was the little girl that got on the bus that got cross bus town. And when I was in those classes, I was the only one that looked like myself, all the way from elementary to high school. So I said, oh, I'm going to HBCU. No doubt about it. First one from my family to go. But I have a lot of family down here, so that was pretty much my choice. Mama said, go there. I got brothers there. You'll be fine.
Wow. So what was the style during that time? Like the clothing, like what was the it thing? Was it bomber jackets? What was it?
I think it just depended on you and your region.
Yes. Right.
Like I was a girly girl. Yep. I wore like the Catholic little skirts and the little Mary Janes and the knee highs.
Mary Janes.
That was my style. Then I got grown and would wear a good knee boot and some little boot shorts.
Yeah, I remember when Agna was out.
Yes, on gay boots. And then when I got on campus, I got with Moby, Howard Lamel,
yes,
Fiona Huff, my big sister, and we were like thrift store junkies. So we were the ones dressing all vintage and like the 1960s, 70s. Shout out to all the thrift store kids.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
So Andre, because you were from up north, what was the style there that you brought to NSU?
I mean, it was straight for me back in the days, like Lee jeans with the shell toe Adidas, the bomber jacket, New York Yankee hat.
Wow.
That was the style for me when I came. And when I came, there was other students like me. I met a lot of guys from Connecticut, the Stanford crew or the Connecticut crew. So when I got here, I felt where I can fit in with everybody else.
See, and that is very important. That is like extremely important when you come, especially from out of town, and you might not can see your family, and they probably gave you everything they had just to get here, and then they're just like, okay, look, you got $25 for the week. I don't know what you're gonna do about it, but this is what you got. So tell me, who threw the best parties? Wait a minute.
I would be remiss not to say the members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I think we had the best cabarets, and I think we had the best sweat boxes.
Wow.
We brought the vibe to the sweat boxes.
Did you?
That's
That's what you know?
That's what he thinks.
That's what he thinks.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's get the opinion.
I will say the Cappers had the best cabarets.
Yes,
they were like the Dapper Dons, Easy.
Okay.
Truly were like the pretty sexy boys on the yard.
Okay.
But I gotta look out for my front brothers.
Don't look out.
The brush used to throw the hottest shorts. With Tony McNeil, Lil Rock, and them G-strings at the Armory, they used to be like, woo, can't wait to go and set it off with a little stroll.
Oh my God.
And Gil's Jim Jams. Used
Oh
to
yeah.
And sweat boxes.
All right, so what if you was to tell a young person today about, if they were on the fence about going to school or they coming out of high school and they're not really too particularly sure of the path that they want to take, like what would be your go-to statement to them that could kind of like lead them in a pretty good direction?
Well, I would say, first of all, if you want to go to a university or college, you cannot wait until your senior year. You really need to start freshman year because it is very expensive. So you are about to incur a $50,000, $60,000 bill, right? And so what I would tell them is to begin middle school, 9th grade year, start thinking about universities you might be interested in, even states, cities if you're from out of state. Begin looking at resources for scholarships, grant money. Financial aid is very important. And then if you get on campus and you honestly don't know what you want to do, I'm going to be honest. I used to teach at the university. Major in education. People sleep on education and the College of Education.
Yeah.
But I can tell you from my own experiences, majoring in education will take you around the world, and it opens up so many doors.
Yeah, it does. It's like the foundation.
It is. It gives you the skills that you need. You can take that education degree and do anything. You can go into business, if you want to go to medical school, you want to go to law, you want to be an engineer.
It's that foundation.
But if you get those foundational courses in the College of Ed, you're going to be nurtured. You're going to learn to be a leader in education.
Wow. So look, so we getting ready to go on campus now, y'all. Yes. So I don't know if y'all know, my people, but we're right here at Norfolk State. We're right here at Norfolk State. This is our alma mater, and behold the green and gold. Yes. Yes, we did.
That we adore. Where Norfolk sun shines bright down on our campus.
Okay, y'all. I know it's really hard to do, but on a more serious note, I really want to talk about. So, a week or so ago, maybe a week ago, I was riding with Janine on a nice little girls trip, and she was talking to me about the Corporal Ave Foundation and the things that she was talking about. I was just like, wow, like who would not want to donate? Who would not want to be a part of such a great organization, such a great foundation? I mean, so Janine, but then I saw, wait a minute, let's go here. Then I, of course I had to look it up, and I said, okay, partying with a purpose. Okay, that's my type of thing, because I love to have a good time. I really love to have a good time. And if it's a purpose involved in it, that's even better. So where did that motto or where did that saying come from?
Okay, so I'm going to take it back a little bit.
Take it back.
So last year for homecoming, we were hanging out with our sorors, and when it was over, we're older now, we're in our mid-40s. I was talking to my line sisters, and I was like, y'all, it's nothing on campus for us to do. Like, nothing for our generation, the mid-90s to the 99 to the 2000s, right? It's nothing for us to do. And I was like, we should throw a party. Why don't we do a party for our generation? And so, of course, they were like, we got you, Jay, let's do it. So then I was like, yo, we need to reach out to the Kappas. We need to reach out to our fans. We really are like family. So the first one I called was one of our frat brothers, Tyreek, got the Q's on board. And then I had to call my boy right here, Dre.
Oh, Lord.
Stalked him on Facebook. And
not stalking.
Like, all right, because he's my brother. And now I called him, I was like, Dre, call me when you get this message. I'll never forget, I was just leaving the nail shop outside that deep. I go, oh, yeah, I think that's something we could do. And he was like, oh, man, I'm going to get my LBs, I'm going to get my bros. Let's do this. And then we got some other friends, and we started having these Zoom calls together. And then once we all came together collectively, put our heads, our ideas, all our talents together, thus the Corporal Avenue was born.
So tell me this. So partying with the purpose, and then also tell me what are the requirements, like in order to be able to be a recipient of a scholarship or something like that.
So partying with the purpose came from, we noticed when we would go to a lot of parties for homecoming, we just did that, right? We just partied. That's all we
just support, right?
But now, when we reflect back to our time on campus, where we are, where we've been blessed with professionally, we're at a point of our lives now where it's time for us to pay it forward and give back to the school that gave so much to us. And so it went from like, let's just throw a party to let's raise money for scholarships. And so with that came partying with the purpose. And so unlike a couple of parties you'll probably see for homecoming, what makes the Corporal Avenue Foundation different is that not a majority, but a huge chunk of all proceeds from every event that we do goes to our endowment here at the university. We are working with the advancement office to begin an endowment for scholarships. And so we all talked about our experiences at Norfolk State. And we all have our own story. So you heard me joking in the car. Denemus. Well, I really was a Denemus scholar.
Push them glasses up.
Nerd. I'm a blurred, a black nerd, and it's okay. But my junior year, well, going into my senior year, I lost my scholarship. I lost my scholarship. And look, I had a 3.0.
What?
Mathematics.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I lost my scholarship because I had a D in molecular biology or something like that.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
I know. So now I had to go stand in financial aid, right? I had to do stuff that Denemas just, they spoiled us. Yeah, we didn't have to do.
Right.
And so we were all talking about our stories, like with finances and different things.
Yeah.
And so we were like, what about the kids that are often counted out, right? What about the kids that have 2.5s to 2.9s that don't qualify for Denemas or the honors college,
right.
or they aren't the first ones to get money when they go to financial aid, but that doesn't make them less of a Spartan or less than a scholar. And when we look back at our friends, hey, I was in Denemas and wound up getting kicked out. And I have friends that barely had 2.5s and they're CEOs, six-figure Spartans now, right?
Right.
So let's not forget about those students. And so the population that we want to serve are students with 2.9s to 2.5s, non-traditional students, single parents.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have been incarcerated and they're just trying to get a new walk on life.
Right.
And we just want to be a platform for them that we can help push them towards success where finances won't be a burden.
Okay, so here we are, vastly approaching Rhonda and Andre, homecoming, right? We all know that it's nothing like a HBCU homecoming. You got the yard parties, you have the networking, all of that. So what are we to look forward to from this foundation?
Wow.
Going into homecoming.
An amazing experience.
Oh.
An experience like none other before.
Okay.
Like we said, partying with the purpose.
Okay, so how so? So what do we have going on?
How sway?
Yes.
You know, like Jay said, you know, our generation, you know, when after homecoming, it's like, what do we do?
Right.
Go to, you know, a local restaurant or something, but we need to do more.
Right.
You know? And the idea of, let's go to a party, let's have a party.
Right.
But not just have a party, because we're not trying to make our pockets fat.
That's right.
What we're doing. We want to help those babies.
Absolutely.
Although my GPA was higher than that, but
right.
I am one of the students that, you know, I came from a single family.
See?
You know, my mom struggled and so forth, and, you know, I had grants, but just that little bit, I could have applied for this scholarship. Would have helped just to buy a book or something.
So you understand.
So understand. So just this homecoming experience, like I said, none other.
So Andre, how do you play a part in this, huh? Were you such a model student back in your NSU days, huh? Look at him, he look all studious with his glasses.
I was all right.
You was all right?
I was all right. You know, for me and the rest of the team here, Partying with a Purpose, we're trying to create a different platform
all right.
here at Norfolk State University. Yes, the historical Black college experience for homecoming is like no other.
It's not.
You will not see this kind of experience on any other campus, especially Norfolk State University's campus. But what we're trying to do is we're also trying to bring the awareness to the community how important scholarships are for kids, underprivileged kids.
Right.
I came from a single family home. My dad wasn't in my life, but I had other people in my life to, you know, get me where I'm at.
Right.
And when you do the research, 93% of students that come to Norfolk State are on financial aid.
Wow.
74% of those students receive Pell Grants. And that's good because we all know grants you don't have to pay back.
Right.
But if you look at the dollar amount of grants versus financial aid, it doesn't even compare.
Right.
So when you leave Norfolk State, you're going to have that bill. But when
they don't tell you about that.
They don't tell you about that. So what we're trying to do is we're going to party.
Oh, yeah. Most staff. Okay.
But we're going to party with a purpose so we can raise money for scholarships. So our underprivileged students that come to Norfolk State University don't have to have that bill like all three of us.
Right.
Right,
that we're still paying.
We're still paying.
So the Party for the Purpose, we're going to party. We're going to have fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna scroll on campus.
Right.
But we all doing that for our students or our future Spartans.
So how can they find you on social media? How can they donate? So you know that you can donate Y'all can
Yes.
donate. Anybody can donate. It doesn't matter if you didn't graduate from a HBCU. It doesn't matter if you didn't graduate at all. But you may find that you want to put your dollars to a place where you know exactly where it's going and who it's actually helping. So how can they reach out to you?
So they can go to our website, www.thecorporateave.
And why Corporal Ave?
Well, when we went to Norfolk State in the mid-90s, we were on Corporate Avenue.
Okay.
Yep, so Corporate Ave. So the corporateavefoundation.org.
Okay.
And we have a donate button, so you can just click on that button and make a donation. Once you do so, we will get your information and your donation. And because we are a 501c3, all of your donations are tax deductible. And so we will send you, this is our CFO, Mrs. Rhonda Harris. So Rhonda will send you a thank you letter as well as the IRS forms that you will need to get that tax write-off.
So they legit, okay?
We are legit.
All right.
Okay.
And another thing I want to add, on our website, every week, every Monday, we feature a Spartan of the Week.
Oh, wow.
That's one of the things.
So are you saying, so from any generation? From
any generation.
So how are they selected?
Well, we're doing them right now, but people honestly have been giving us recommendations. Like,
that
hey,
is
have you thought
awesome.
about so-and-so? So we recognize Vincent Smith. He's in Brooklyn, New York, speech path major. You remember Vince? He always had that Nike duffel bag on campus. New York tongue just as strong as ever. Mr. Raytron White. Raytron L. White, which was the diva on campus.
Right.
Shows.
So let's do our shout outs.
Yeah.
Like, who do we want to shout? What professor made a profound impact in your life?
I'll say two. So the first one was Dr. Maxwell Benpong. Rest in peace, Dr. Benpong. He was my genetics professor. He helped me to go to UVA for a summer internship at the medical school. He also used to call me Chatterbox, trying to understand that.
You don't know why? Okay, moving forward.
So Dr. Benpong, and he used to really get on me because I was a lazy student. And he just pushed me, like once he had a Ghanaian coming to Jesus meeting with me, I was like, let me get this together because I can't lose this money.
Right.
And then the other person was Mr. Charles Pleasance, rest in peace as well. He was one of the program coordinators for the Denemas program. He was our dad. He gave us tough love. He would give us the business. But Mr. Pleasance loved us. He made sure we were focused. We did what we needed to do to keep our scholarships and to stay grounded. So
Okay,
I was
Andre?
very grateful.
For me, it would be Dr. Brummage.
Okay.
She really helped me out when I first came to Norfolk State. For me, she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself.
Wow.
Just coming from New York, single family, no dad. And also the late Dr. McDermott. I had a situation where I had to stay at the university an extra year. It was something that I did. I went to go see her. It was nothing that she could do at the time, but it taught me a lesson on how to not only carry myself, but handle my business in the future.
Wow.
So
And
she
you,
helped me
Rhonda?
also.
Oh, that was so nice.
Winstead.
Oh, yes! Dr. Winstead!
Yes.
Oh, I love her.
If you were an
Yes.
education major, that
Yes.
is amazing. Thinking about her when it was time for teaching, she told us, ladies, you will wear pantyhose. Pantyhose? I don't wear stockings.
What? Yep.
Pantyhose. You will wear dresses. But then you will wear ties.
Yes.
So Dr. Shirley Winstead.
For me, it was Dr. Murray. He was over the theater department. Dr. Murray. He used to call me Miss Toot, Miss Diva. He and I would have like cuss out matches. We would just like cuss each other out so bad. And the other one was Dr. Wilson. Dr. Wilson, Dr. Winstead had them to come get me. I was doing my student teaching at Azalea Garden Middle School. She said, go get her and take her to Dr. Wilson's office. I was like, oh Lord. So I was like, yes, can I help y'all? Yes. Get to Dr. Wilson's office. And he said, you do understand that this is your last, I don't know why you're student teaching because you haven't paid anything. I was like, yes, sir. I understand. He said, so what do you plan on doing? I said, look, My first 2 years, I played really hard. I partied extremely hard, sir. And my GPA, my dad disowned me somewhat, like he cut my funds off. And so he said, I'm not paying for you to go back to school. So I had to do it on my own. So what I did was, when I was ready, I set out for a year. And when I was ready to come back, my funds weren't ready. Okay? So when I went back, I talked to every professor. I would register my classes knowing that they would be, withdrawn because, I didn't have the money.
Right.
I would sit up in every class and I would tell them in the beginning. They would say, well, Natasha, today is the last day. I would talk to them after class and say, my funds are real funny right now, but if you allow me to sit in your class and take these classes, and then at the end of the semester, everything should be straight. I did that for 3 years. No lie. 3 years. Student teaching. Dr. Wilson said, you know what? Whatever it is that you got, I want it. That's what I want. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, because how did you make it 3 years? And everybody said yes. I was like, yes. And so he said, I tell you what, go downstairs, go through the back door of financial aid and talk to this person. And he said, and they're going to take care of you. When I tell you, I had money left over. I had scholarship after scholarship after scholarship. I had grants. I mean, my whole college was paid for, and I had extra money over. And I was just like, wow. And he just said, whatever it is that you got, I want that. And from that, I was just like so happy, because I guess he saw, okay, if you can go to school and go to class every single day, no money, I'm gonna get this to you. Yep. So they took care of me. So that's why we talked about, like what we talked about in the car, about the family atmosphere and how we always pull together. We may fuss and fight, but as a culture, we pull together, especially on a HBCU campus. We'll figure it out together. So, is there any other shout outs we want to give? Any of your girlfriends, your guys,
Well, we want to shout out our other partners.
Yes.
Foundation. So, as you know, we got Dre, Jay, Rhonda, but our other partners live elsewhere, right? Okay. So we have Michael Carr in Texas, Cedric Johnson in the DMV area, DeMark Hickson in the DMV area, Xandra Johnson, who is in South Carolina, and Cassandra Hobson Lee, who is in Tidewater, Virginia. So we have to shout out the Corporal Avenue crew, because we really are a band of sisters and brothers with the same common cause. We love each other. Yeah. We fuss and fight sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
But we love each other. When I say the love between us, it's been over 20 years. It is unbreakable.
That is a blessing.
We will go through the wall for each other. Like, we do not play when it comes to each other, right?
I hope that you were able to enjoy this ride-along conversation. I hope that we were able to take you on this memory lane of back in the day, your college days, and also what you can do to give back to your community that got you through. Have a great day. Thanks for watching another episode of Ride Along Conversations. For more of these types of episodes, you can click here or here. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again. Come on and take a ride.